Welcome back to the Hermitcraft FTB server. As you can see, the quarry is still going, and this is still that very first quarry. And it's finally starting to get decently down there, and as you can see, there is tons and tons and tons of stuff here to get a hold of. It's down to level 18 right now, and that means that sometime in the next couple of hours it'll break down into diamond level. And that's a good thing because I'm very close to out of diamonds and so on. I have been using my quartz almost as fast as it comes in to make storage modules to hold all of this stuff. And I've had to make some changes here too. I had a diamond pipe and I was doing some voiding of certain things and whatnot, but the diamond pipe exploded because there was too much coming into it too fast. And after fixing that a time or two, I said to heck with it, quit filtering. I put the ender chest right on top of the quarry thing, and stuff is now going directly into the AE system. And what I've got here is ender chest. I've got 5 basic import buses on it, which enable the AE system to pull stuff out of it fast enough. And as you can see, I've got a total of 12 64K storage modules. Several of them are still empty, but an awful lot of them, I've got a lot of stuff in them, and there's more coming in all the time. 226,000 cobblestone, for example, and that's after voiding the first 10 or 15 levels of that quarry's worth of cobblestone. So there's a lot there. And then of course there is the power issue. These steam turbines are still doing a great job providing all the power that's needed for both the quarry and the AE system, the furnaces up there and so on, and that's great. But I'm thinking that these steam turbines are so good about producing power, I can't help but think that sooner or later they're going to get nerfed, and I'd like to be ready for that. And so I had it in mind. I've even gone out and I went back to the blaze farm with a safari net, and I captured a blaze. Okay, great. I was going to use the auto spawner down below in that new room I cut out to make a blaze rod farm. Great idea. The one thing though is that the auto spawner requires mob essence, and that means getting mob essence to power it with. But I have a solution there. Oh boy, it's raining. Okay, so the solution there is that down below here I have a waypoint marked for a spider spawner, a natural one that I found when I was doing a lot of caving down here, looking for materials and whatnot that I needed, looking for a lot of the quartz I needed to get started, and so on and so forth. And I propose that I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use a bunch of these grinders, some steam turbines to power the whole mess and whatnot, and some tanks and so on. I'm going to put together a setup down there with that spider spawner to harvest up a bunch of mob essence. Of course, I've also got a lot of progress. I'm getting a lot of the chests and items out of here and transferring them over to the machine base and dumping it into the AE system. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to spend some time over here at the smeltery thing, and I'm going to put together a decent pickaxe that will actually last a while and have some, maybe even have, be easy to repair and so on. And then it's down to the spider spawner to get the area hollowed out and prep it for turning it into a mob essence farm. Alright, took me a while, but I went ahead and I decided to use one block each of the cobalt and the ardite, and just without doing extra steps to double them even more or multiply them even more, I went ahead and I melted those down. That got me 2 ingots of manulin, one of which I used to make this pick. And go ahead and stick it in here, it's easier to see what it is. And it's got a manulin pickaxe head and paper binding, and I believe it's an obsidian, an obsidian tool rod, and a few other things popped onto it, and it's pretty doggone good. It's got about the best mining speed you can have, I think. I know manulin's about the toughest material, one of the toughest materials at least that tinkers can do. And then with the other manulin ingot, I came up with a pretty good little sword where I can still... No, I don't think I can add anything to it, but it's a pretty good one. Repair, and it should do the job. And I took my last bit of ardite, or no, alamite, and threw together a shovel. And I also put together a few other goodies that we're going to need down here. Actually, I'm going to cut down there because it's easier now to get there by book. It's just that with the 3000 millisecond plus lag that I've got, it takes quite a while to get there. Alright. This is the location of a spider spawner that I found some time ago when exploring these caves down here, looking for things like lots of quartz and stuff that I needed pretty badly at the time. And this is where I'm going to set up to produce mob essence. Excuse me, I'll learn to talk someday. What a concept. Anyway, so what I'm going to do, I think what I need to do is just run this stuff down here. Now I've got a bunch of conveyor belt, and I'm going to use that to move the mobs. Yeah, there is a certain amount of tricky to it, getting them set up. Which testifies to their effectiveness. I'm going to go ahead and finish up this. Alright, I'll finish up the conveyor belts in a bit. Yeah, okay, so the mobs get conveyed down this way, and they're spiders, so they're going to be too wide. And actually, I don't need to actually... Yeah, you're right. That's right. That's right. Okay, I don't need to convey them into a channel, because I just need to convey them into something that will kill them. And that is grinders. And then I will run some redstone energy conduit down below. Where is it? And then on one end of that I can drop a redstone energy cell, which I've taken the time to charge. Alright, I really do need to get this conveyor belt stuff finished. Alright, I'll finish it up and be right back. Alright, got a better way of doing this. Instead of trying to do it from that end down to this, do it more sensibly. And go from the grinder back. That way you're not fighting, trying to stand on one of these things while placing something. Alright. Okay, now here. There. That takes care of that. There is the matter of those torches over there, but I can deal with that. And I did realize something else too. These are not placed correctly. They need to be back one block. And the reason for this is that I need to pull the mob essence out of the top of the grinders, items out of the back, the power is going in down below. Okay. I shouldn't need another set of conveyors there, so I'm not going to worry about it. Spider's only one block tall, so at least I believe they're only one block. Anyway. Okay. Now for item pickup. A little bit of golden transport pipe. And let's take my ender chest and throw it down here. Okay, that should take care of items. I don't know, maybe I'll need another one on this end to allow for the fact that stuff might go either way. Yeah, I probably should do that, so I'm just going to take a regular chest and throw on there for the time being. Or maybe I'll just take that gold pipe and replace it with iron pipe. That might be an idea too. Okay, now there's the matter of picking up the mob essence. And let's see. Okay, well, yeah, I need a transfer node on each one of these. Okay, I missed a transfer node somewhere. Here's another one. Okay. And then transfer pipe. Oh no, this needs to be fluid pipe and nodes, not items. Okay, let me fix that and I'll be back. Alright. Fluid transfer nodes. Transfer pipe coming over here. And now let's see, I have a bunch of open blocks tanks. Which I can get more of later. And that'll be plenty for right now. Okay, so yeah, let's run this up a little bit so that I don't have to duck under it. There. Okay, so items come out the back, go into that chest or that one. And it doesn't really matter too awfully much because this is a natural spawner, which means I'm going to have to be in the vicinity in order for it to work anyway. Alright, the next thing to do is go ahead and kill these torches and get out of here. Close the place up before it fills with spiders. Well, so much for that thought. Okay. Okay. I think I should have thought this out a little bit better, huh? Yes, I definitely could have thought this out a whole lot better. But there we go, it's running. A little bit sloppy getting going, but it's running. Okay, why do I hear skeletons dying when I know that's a spider thing? I know it's running. Oh, I didn't put down the power for the grinders. Duh. There we go. Grinders should be running. We should be getting items coming out of there. There is some items. We should be getting some mob juice. Or do I need to use a different kind of fluid pipe? Well, transfer pipe apparently works for the solids or the fluids, but it depends on what kind of node. Maybe I need a fluid node on here. Let me try this. Perhaps the fluid node needs to be on the tank. And then just regular piping on the machine. I could completely have this totally backwards, and feel free to yell at me if I do. I will figure it out one way or the other regardless. We're getting items. String and feathers there. Presumably there's some showing up in there, but it gets pulled out of there so fast. Okay, I may need to just go with Fluiduct for this, moving the essence. Let's see, do I have any on me? Yes, I do. Alright. Yes, it's got mob essence in it. So that's the thing. Okay, good. I'll probably need to go ahead and wrench these guys to output mode. And then put a block on them with a lever. I should really get some redstone. Do that right. But for right now, I'll do it any old way that works. And we have mob juice. Alright. Okay, I'm going to babysit this thing for a little while, see how long it takes to generate a decent amount of mob juice. Maybe go back and get some redstone or red alloy wire would be the best way to do that. Yeah. Okay. I'll catch up in a minute. Alright. I've been hanging around here, mostly AFK, for about the last half an hour or 45 minutes or something like that. And on this end, we've got a fair amount of stuff here. String spider eyes, which I expect. Fermented spider eyes, which is a little off, I think. And glistering melon. Sand. Sandstone. Arrows. Bones. Miniature red hearts. Sugar. And even feathers. Since when do spiders drop arrows and bones? And oh well. It's probably got to do with all those extra mobs. And our mob essence tank, if I'm reading that right, yeah, the bottom 4 tanks each have about 10 buckets in them. So there's a good bunch of mob juice there. And I'm going to spend a lot of time AFK tonight and tomorrow, letting that build up, get those tanks all filled up, so that we can do something with all of that. Now bear in mind, there's another chest on the other end of this piping over there, so this represents, roughly speaking, about, I'd say on average, about half of what this thing has produced in half an hour or so. So not bad, plenty of stuff. And of course the main thing though is the mob juice. And I went ahead and I put in some steam turbines here to go ahead and keep this thing charged so that I wouldn't have to replace it and go get it recharged and whatnot. And I'm just hanging out here right next to the chamber here where the spawner is inside, so that I'm good and close. I've got everything all walled off. I've got my book to go back to the base, so everything's good. I'm going to spend a bunch of time AFK, load up on that mob juice, and we'll do something with that really soon. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I'm out of here.